When I bought this land, I thought I was finally free, no noisy neighbors, no nosy HOA rules, and definitely no uninvited guests. Just me, the open sky, and my bison herd grazing peacefully across acres of quiet pasture. But little did I know, my so-called freedom was about to be tested in the most ridiculous way imaginable. It started with a few warning signs, literally. I noticed temporary signs staked near my fence line, saying reserved for HOA BBQ private event. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. A property isn't part of the HOA. It never has been. But things escalated fast. By the time I called the number on the sign, it was already too late. That weekend, I looked out and saw tents being set up. On my land, hundreds of people started rolling in with coolers, grills, folding chairs, laughing like they owned the place. And there, standing at the center of it all, was Linda, the HOA president who's been causing drama in the area for years. She saw me watching from my porch and had the nerve to wave like this was all some friendly neighborhood potluck. I tried reasoning with her, told her straight up that this land wasn't public and definitely not HOA property. But she just shrugged and said, "Well, we needed more space. You've got plenty." That's when I realized this wasn't a mix-up. It was planned. They had trespassed, and they didn't care, so I decided if they were going to treat my land like their playground, they'd better learn real quick what comes with it. That's when I walked back to the barn, unlatched the gate, and let the herd loose. The crowd didn't see it coming, but before I tell you how that played out, how Linda's face changed from smug to stunned in a split second, you need to understand exactly what went down behind the scenes. Because this wasn't just about a BBQ. This was war. And it started way before the first burger ever hit the grill. A few weeks before the BBQ invasion, I started noticing little things that felt off. First, HOA board members I'd never met began driving slowly past my property, staring like they were scoping it out. Then I got letters in my mailbox addressed to resident, claiming I owed community dues even though I live outside HOA lines. When I called the county office, they confirmed what I already knew: my land was private, exempt from the HOA, and had been for decades. But when I tried telling the HOA office, they brushed me off, insisting their new boundary updates included my property now. It sounded absurd, but they were dead serious. That's when Linda started showing up herself. She'd stand at my fence line, phone in hand, taking pictures of my pasture and my bison. She even accused me of keeping dangerous animals too close to the community, saying she could call animal control if I didn't comply with HOA safety guidelines. It was like she thought she could bully me into submission. Each time, she left with a smug look that made it clear she had plans, and I had a bad feeling. The real kicker came when I overheard two HOA board members at the general store talking about a massive HOA cookout they were organizing. One of them laughed about how Old Man McAllister had no idea what was coming. That's when everything clicked. They were planning something big, and they were planning it on my land, right under my nose. From that day on, I watched their preparations unfold, from affardance and tables hidden at neighbors' houses, rental vans sneaking around late at night, supplies being hauled in piece by piece. It was like they thought if they were sneaky enough, I wouldn't notice until it was too late. But I saw everything. And the moment felt like it stretched forever. The crowd's nervous chatter was suddenly pierced by the low rumble of the bison moving, their heavy hooves thudding against the earth. I took a deep breath and slowly pushed the gate open wider. The herd began to move, not with aggression, but with undeniable presence. People stepped back, eyes wide, realizing this was their space now. No longer just a party venue for the HOA. The bison weren't there to attack. They were there to remind everyone that this land had a history, a life beyond their loud cookout, Linda's confident smile vanished. She shouted orders, trying to regain control, but the crowd was already scattering, some pulling out their phones. To record what was happening, this wasn't the friendly BBQ she'd promised. The sheriff's deputies hesitated, unsure whether to intervene with the animals or support the HOA's claims. In that moment, I stepped forward and called out clearly, "This land is private. My herd lives here. You have no right to be here without permission." The tension thickened as the deputies radioed for backup and Linda argued fiercely about safety violations and permits. But then something unexpected happened. A woman from the crowd, someone I hadn't seen before, stepped up beside me. "I'm a reporter for the local news," she said firmly. "I've been filming everything. If you try to force this, the whole story will go public. The illegal trespassing, the harassment, the HOA's land grab." Her camera captured every heated word. That tipped the scales. The deputies pulled back, refusing to get involved in what was clearly a legal battle, not a criminal one. Linda's plans unraveled right there. Her carefully built facade collapsing under the weight of truth and public exposure. But just as relief began to wash over me, my phone buzzed again. A message from the county zoning office. "We've reviewed your case. Due to community disputes, we're placing your land under temporary protection while we investigate. Any HOA claims are suspended until further notice." I stared at the screen, stunned. Victory felt real, but fragile. Then I looked back at the empty field, now quiet but alive, and wondered what new challenges this piece would bring next.